Welcome to the Intuit QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions Introduction and Demonstration. What we'd like to cover with you today is first, we'd like to tell you a little bit about you and us, and by us we mean Intuit and QuickBooks Enterprise. Then we'll talk about some of the new features that are in QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions version 11. Then we'll get into a product demonstration portion of the meeting, and then we'll talk to you about some next steps. So first, a little bit about you. We know there are typically two groups that are considering the purchase of QuickBooks Enterprise. The first group are those that are currently using our Pro or Premier products and maybe pushing the limits of those products. They are typically looking for enhanced reporting and customization. Some are looking for more sophisticated inventory tools. Some are looking for additional users or advanced user permissions. Some are looking for more list capacity to track their items and names. And some are looking for a better performing product. Then there are the group that are considering switching from another accounting solution, and they are typically looking for a low or lower total cost of ownership. Some are looking for a product that's easy to learn, but probably most importantly, easy to use. Some are looking for a more modern or reliable system. Some are looking for real-time access to their data, reports, and analytics. And lastly, some are looking for some help migrating their existing data onto the new software platform. Next, a little bit about us. According to AMI Partners, QuickBooks is the #1 financial management software for small and mid-sized businesses. Enterprise Solutions is the most advanced QuickBooks product, currently selected by over 85,000 businesses, some of them just like yours. We're also PCMag.com's editor's choice for mid-level accounting software. Next, we'll talk about some of the new features in QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions version 11. In QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions version 11, we've added advanced functionality to help meet more complex business needs. Customers just like you asked us for features that can help them make better decisions and drive efficiency. Enterprise Solutions is a direct result of that feedback. QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions allows you to get a comprehensive view of your business. With new built-in and combined report functionality, you can now create custom reports with ODBC compliant applications by connecting them directly to QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions database, and you can create professional financial statements with the Intuit Statement Writer. QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions allows you to manage and measure inventory with greater efficiency. You can now track the quantity and value of inventory in multiple locations with advanced inventory. You can also change assembly components and their quantities on the fly, and that's for those of you that are doing manufacturing. Enterprise Solutions allows you to do more in less time. You can now work in two company files at the same time. You can use multi-user mode to adjust inventory, delete list items, and change sales tax rates. And Enterprise Solutions is the only version of our software that will allow multiple users to work remotely using Microsoft Remote Desktop Services. QuickBooks Enterprise allows you to keep confidential data secure with flexible user controls. With QuickBooks Enterprise, you can restrict user access to over 115 different areas and activities. There's also an always-on audit trail that records everything that happens transaction-wise in QuickBooks. QuickBooks Enterprise has the scalability to meet your company's unique needs. With QuickBooks Enterprise, you can scale from 5 all the way up to 30 simultaneous users. You can also track 1 million names and inventory items. Here's a list of some other great features that were added to QuickBooks Enterprise version 11. First is the customer snapshot. This will allow you to prioritize your customers with ease. We've added the ability to batch invoicing. This will allow you to create multiple invoices for many customers with just one invoice template. We've added a collections center. This will allow you to stay on top of your accounts receivable. We've added a new QuickBooks search that will allow you to quickly locate any account, report, or invoice with just a keyword. And exclusive to QuickBooks Enterprise is a team of US-based product experts that comes with your full service plan. And with that, we'll get right into the product demonstration portion of our meeting. So what you're looking at now is the QuickBooks home screen. The home screen is divided up into what we feel are logical sections. First, there's the vendor section for accounts payable activities. There's the customer section for accounts receivable activities. There's the employee section for payroll and HR functions. There's the banking section where you'll enter your credit card charges, write checks, and reconcile your accounts. And then there's the company section where you enter your items and services in chart of accounts. Now the icons that you see on the home screen are determined by what we call the Easy Step interview. And when you first create your QuickBooks Enterprise data file, the Easy Step interview will ask you a few short questions about how you do business, and that will determine the icons that you see here on the screen. We allow you to easily change those preferences at any time through this preference section. So this is where you'll tell the program whether you track inventory and use purchase orders. Here is where you'll tell the program whether you create estimates or do progress invoicing. And here's where you'll tell the program whether you enter sales orders or use price levels. So as you can see, we make it very easy to change those preferences at any time. You'll also notice there's a workflow diagram that's been mapped out for you on the home screen. And this really just shows you how one form relates to another. So we'll take a look at an estimate as an example, and you'll notice that there's arrows pointing up to the Create Sales Orders icon. There's also an arrow pointing over to the Create Invoices icon. Now, we'll take a look at an estimate that's been filled out in some detail. And what those arrows are really showing you is with just one click, you could create an invoice from this estimate. With just a couple of clicks, you could create a sales order from this estimate if you needed to track back orders or create some sort of internal work order. You could also create a purchase order from this estimate if you needed to order work from a subcontractor or parts from a vendor. Next, we'll talk about some features that are in QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions version 11. Some of those features are unique to QuickBooks Enterprise. Some are brand new to version 11. But as we go through that list, I'll try to make sure that you understand the difference. We'll start with some list features. These features are designed to give you some breathing room as your business grows. And we'll start with the items list. The items list is made up of service items, inventory parts if you need to track a quantity, inventory assemblies if you do any sort of manufacturing in QuickBooks, non-inventoried parts. You have other charge items for finance charges, bad debt, things of that sort. You can subtotal items on forms. You can create group items. These are sort of like kits. Then you have discount and payment items that you can apply to invoices. Then you have your sales tax items and sales tax groups. So all of those are items that belong on your items list in QuickBooks. Now in our Pro and Premier software, this items list is limited to 14,500 total items. In QuickBooks Enterprise, we have greatly increased that to 1 million. So you can have 1 million items on your items list in QuickBooks Enterprise. We've also increased the number of custom fields that you can have for items in QuickBooks Enterprise. And in our Pro and Premier software, you are limited to 5 custom fields. In QuickBooks Enterprise, we have greatly increased that to 15. So you have 15 custom fields in QuickBooks Enterprise. We've also given you the ability to dictate what sort of information can go into those fields. We've even given you the ability to create a multiple choice list so the user would have a drop down similar to this where they would just choose a value. And also unique to QuickBooks Enterprise is the ability to require the use of a field on a transaction and or a list. Now we also have a names list, and the names list is really comprised of 4 different lists in QuickBooks. First is the customer list that you see here. There's also a vendors list, an employees list, and another names list. And again, in our Pro and Premier software, that names list is limited to 14,500 total names. And again, in QuickBooks Enterprise, we've increased it to 1,000,000. So what you're looking at here, this is sort of like a light CRM, but this is our customer center. And you'll notice on the left-hand side, you have your list of customers and jobs. The right-hand side is the detail of all of those customers and jobs. And then you have a list of recent transactions. Now this is what we call zoomable. That means that we can double click to bring up the transaction right on the screen. Now we've also increased the number of custom fields that you can apply to names. And in our Pro and Premier software, you are limited to a maximum of 15 custom fields between customers, vendors, and employees, with a maximum of 7 for any one name type. In QuickBooks Enterprise, we've increased it to 30 total custom fields with a maximum of 12 for any one name type. Now, again, we've given you the ability to dictate what sort of information can go into those fields, including the ability to create a multiple choice list and to require the use on both transactions and lists. And again, that's unique to QuickBooks Enterprise. Now we've also given you an easy way to add or edit multiple list entries in QuickBooks. And we now allow you to do that in an easy spreadsheet view. So this will allow you to come in and update sales price, cost, description to a number of lists in QuickBooks. You could even, if you had a parts list or a customer list that you needed to import, you could even copy and paste that information directly from Excel. Now, in addition to the items list and names list, we also include a fixed asset items list. And the fixed asset items list really allows you to record the purchase of your fixed assets in QuickBooks. You can include things like location, serial number, expiration of warranty, any sort of notes that you need to keep on that asset. But in QuickBooks Enterprise, we do go one step further, and we include a fixed asset manager. And the fixed asset manager really allows you to do 2 things. First, it allows you to report on the depreciation of your assets over time. And secondly, it allows you to easily post those depreciation entries right back into QuickBooks Enterprise. So all of the standard schedules are included: federal, AMT, ACE, book, state, and other. And as I said, we include a host of reports that will allow you to report on your depreciation of your assets. And as I said, with just a couple of clicks, we then allow you to post those depreciation entries right back into QuickBooks Enterprise. The next feature we'll talk about is our attached document feature. Now we've updated this feature for version 11, and you will notice on all of your forms there will be an attach icon. You'll also see an attach icon in all of your lists. And this will allow you to add any sort of electronic or scanned documents to any of your QuickBooks items or records. Now in QuickBooks Enterprise, we allow you to attach an unlimited number of documents to your records in QuickBooks.